this dream I had on January 20th, 2016. I woke up at 3:45 a.m. this morning and then drifted off to sleep and had this dream. In my dream, I woke up at 4 a.m., but it was sunny outside. I got up and realized it should not be sunny and woke up my husband so I could show him. I was excited that finally there was something he could see with his own eyes. Even though it was 4 a.m. in the morning, the sun was located where it would normally be about 10 a.m. in our skies. We were not in our current house, but rather the one that I lived in as a teenager. My husband and I walked to another room, and my husband was trying to get the news on TV. I looked out an east window and saw a second sun on the horizon. It was right above the line of harvestable corn. Now, for those of you who don't know, corn stalks look dead when they're ready to harvest. I'm sure there's a sermon in there somewhere, but I digress. So I picked up my iPad in my dream so I could videotape the two suns. I have a password on my iPad, and the password screen did not show up, and I was not able to swipe the screen or make any changes. While I was trying to do this, I was walking outside and wondering if this was a dream. Now here's what's funny. It was so real that I recall saying to myself, "This is so real, there is no way this is a dream. It's finally happening." I was very excited. Since my iPad was not working, I looked up and saw many things in the sky and the air in my neighborhood. Now, I didn't live in a neighborhood during this time in my life, but apparently I did in this dream. At this house, though, there really is a cornfield to the east. So, standing outside, I saw these animated flying things. I figured they might be drones from the government, even though they were kind of cartoonish looking. Also, I saw a slow-moving space shuttle. Just all kinds of things really in the sky. I quickly went outside and shut the door as I did not want a drone showing up at my house. I should say a lot of man-made things in the sky. I went past the living room and I saw this woman at the front door. She was holding a baby. Now I would not have noticed her except that her foot was in the door, so the door was partially open. Rather than being kind, I quickly shut and locked the door and then asked who she was. She tried to explain that she was a neighbor nearby, and I asked, where did she live exactly? Also, I noticed she seemed to have metal or shiny-like teeth. I felt very suspicious, but then, in my dream, I remembered that Ed Amos just had a video about helping everyone out with provisions and having faith from God. But instead of assuming that all was well with this woman, I decided to ignore her for the time being. I was thinking about my daughter as I walked away, and I knew that even if she could not drive to come meet me at our house, she was aware of what was happening and had a backpack full of prepper things. That's the end of the dream. Now, here's my interpretation and just some other thoughts. The two suns. My husband will only wake up once he sees something with his own eyes. We've been married 34 years, so I know him pretty well. The state next door could even fall off the map, but until he sees it, it'll just be something that might happen to us. But in this dream, he was indeed waking up. He was even trying to get information on the television, and the TV worked, but it was not pulling in any stations. It was acting like my iPad. I believe this shows some of us may still have electricity at this point, but it will not be working correctly. The lukewarm and the lost will be expecting to find out what's happening on television. Now, I saw the sun at 4 a.m. because whatever does happen with Nibiru, it will stand out to us. The whole world will see it. We've already learned that. And I believe we will see two suns. A few years ago, a young boy was on Tribulation Now radio program, and he said that Nibiru would push Mars into the sun, then it would push another planet into the moon. This goes along with Lisa's visions, because once Nibiru comes near, lots of bad things will happen, and gravity and all the planets and moons will just go ballistic. I also think Nibiru has its own planets and moons, and they'll come into the picture as well. Again, I am reminded of Lisa's visions, and you can look at those specifically January 31st and March 12th of last year. Now for the animated sky. As I looked up to see these two suns, the sight was blocked by many of these animated machines, planes, drones, etc. Excuse me. I had just wondered if this was a dream or if it was real, And then I see these animated things. This shows me that the things in the sky, even if they are man-made, are not going to harm me. It's as if they aren't real. None of these man-made things from the government or wherever will bother us. We know this from all the latest information from the Lord. And I think it's because we know our transformation is coming right away from this point on, and our mind will be fixed on the Lord. He has told us to do this. Be focused on Him, and do not let what is happening in the physical take our eyes off of Him. This will be difficult, but the truth is, we will not be harmed. Please go to God for confirmation on this. It is my absolute belief that the bride that is being transformed early will not be harmed. That is why when I'm hearing about these earthquakes and tsunamis and things that will hurt people where I know where they live and I know them, their family and friends, when they are part of this group, I know they won't be harmed. Now for the false neighbor. I quickly shut the door as my paranoia kicked in about the woman trying to get in. I did not think she was what she appeared to be, a worried mother with a young child. I believe this woman I believe this woman represents falseness of those around us that appear to be innocent. And if we let them in, they may give birth to or bring problems with them. Recently, I was sent a video to watch and give my opinion on. Having seen who it was, I replied to the email. This was a person who has words. And having seen who it was, I replied to the emailer that I did not believe this woman hears from God. Those of you that email me and post in the forum and comment on the blogs and Facebook, even if you're just liking them, I see your name every time. You're like family to me. And it bothers me that there are YouTubers out there that are deceiving my family. I'm in prayer about this because I do not know if I'm to expose them or just keep quiet. I even did a video on the bride not rebuking the bride and how we should not be doing that right now. Yet I see this false woman in my dream. It's almost exactly what's happening to me. I'm ignoring her because I'm praying about it. So for the time being, I will be happy to read or listen to short videos that you are unsure about and give you my opinion, but please do not follow me. Follow the Lord. Go to Him with all your questions, and He will give you answers. He gives them to you in a variety of forms, but He will give you answers. Back to the dream. I believe this metal-mouthed woman was trying to get into my house when I was not paying attention. I hadn't locked my door. Be sure to anoint your homes again. This has been on my mind for a few weeks, but I still have not done it, and this may be God's gentle reminder. In Proverbs 30:14 it says, "There is a kind of man whose teeth are like swords, and his jaw teeth like knives, to devour the afflicted from earth, and the needy from among men." I believe this verse points directly at this woman's teeth, this woman herself. So we need to go to the Lord for discernment on all messengers. I think it was funny that I remembered Ed's video during my dream, but I feel that when all this really does take place, we will be praying our knees off and we'll know what to do, who to help, etc. God will direct us in this because He has promised us that He will, so I'm not going to worry about it. Finally, God will take care of our families. Reread Bonnie and Sue's messages because they are full of information to pray for our family because God will answer those prayers. Not one will fall short during this time. Even those of us that have families that think we're crazy, they will remember what we said. Now, recent words from the Lord have also said this. And as I was finishing typing this up for the transcript, I came across an older message from Sue from August 18th, 2013. Here's an excerpt. "Little ones, you have been ordained since before the foundation of the earth for this time. Do not fear for your lives or the lives of your loved ones, for I have all in my hands. I have heard your prayers for your unsaved loved ones, and I have ordained individuals that will reach them even at the moments just prior to my return. Some will be as the thief on the cross, and will be swept into the kingdom with even no breath to spare. Some will cross the bridge with the assistance of angels in the gap between life and death. For have you not stood in the gap for them for many years? The gap is large and the ravine is deep, but the bridge your prayers have created is strong, and with the assistance of the angels, your loved ones will arrive home. Trust and have faith, for I, the Lord, am your redemption, and I draw nigh. To me, that says it all. You can see that there are already individuals ordained to do this. People such as us have already been set aside with tasks to reach loved ones. We just don't know it yet. There is no reason to worry. If you worry, it's as if you don't trust the God that you just prayed to, right? So please be in peace about that. I hope this dream has helped you. We will see 2 sons, that is for sure. Don't worry about what you see. Put your faith in the one that is allowing this destroyer to come. And also anoint your homes again while we wait.